Hello, hello. This is Pat from Petresca Papers. I am out in Bluebird Bungalow this morning. I was feeling kind of down and I was like, so why? Why are you feeling down? And I realized in the last couple of days I haven't been out in my shed creating, and I decided and remembered I had said I would do a full tutorial on making the houses, the little houses from Home Sweet Home, the Golden Glitz kit, which is available on my Etsy shop at Petresca Papers. So it's petrescapapers.etsy.com. They're available for you there. They're very reasonable for what you get and all of the options that you have. There are other kits. If this is the first time you're tuning in, welcome. Please subscribe, ring the bell so you know when I'm crazy and out in Bluebird Bungalow. And there's Christmas traditional with shabby chic. There is fall and Halloween. Now, Halloween just flew past us, but there is still a lot of beautiful fall tone papers to make a gratitude journal. And then there's also Bluebird Bungalow, which is a blue pink florally. And there's more in the works. I can't say much about that right now, but I'm going to give you a little peek of something I'm working on. This is a wardrobe that will have signatures inside. That's all I'm going to show you. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So let's, from start to almost finished. I don't know if I will have you sit around and watch me sew in my signatures. I might. Let's see how it goes. All right, so I have done some prep work, and I looked at the clock, and I think it took me about, pardon me, it took me about, maybe 15, 20 minutes. The hardest part was choosing what to use. So I've got all my little bits and pieces ready, and I've cut them, I fussy cut them. I have distressed them with a gold pigment ink, and it's interesting. I think this must have been what stayed in my head is Golden Glitz is the color by Delicata. This is so old, I don't know if they still make it, but I do know there are other golden pigments out there. And these are the two papers that we will be using, and the roof and the base. Well, the first thing we are going to do is get our binding on. And if you buy the kit, the original thought was just score down the middle, fold it, put in a small signature, and be good with that. Well, I am never good with just small, so I have come up with a way to give it a 1/2 inch binding or 1/2 inch spine. That's the word, spine. And by putting on a chimney, it gives us a very nice long spine. So here's the process. And you can do this without a scoreboard. The scoreboard just makes it much easier. Now I'm looking at my middle, which is 6, because it's not really, it should be 5.5, but I have gone to my middle point. And I know that's what I'm going to say is middle, and I'm going to go 1/4 inch that way and come down, and 1/4 inch this way and come down, which gives us the 1/2 inch. And I'm going to just reinforce that. All right, you can go away where you belong. I am going to start the folding, and you're going, Pat, I think you're doing it wrong. Well, I am, but on purpose. So now I'm going to come back this way and back this way. And this is where my piece of muslin, and I've torn it, it's not quite 2 inches, and it really doesn't probably even need to be that long, but I'm going that long. I want to know that I'm getting this somewhat centered, so I am just going to grab my brown distress ink and give me some guidelines, because when you're working with white, boy, it's really hard sometimes to even know where you're putting things. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that will show through. Yes, it does. All right, so I am going to just give my whole spine a nice coat of glue stick. It doesn't matter if I'm outside the lines or outside the area that my muslin is going to be, because we will be gluing on other things. So I'm just trying to do that, get that on there even, and then give it a really nice burnish. And you know, it really doesn't matter if these little edges aren't down, because we will be gluing onto that. And as we say that, let's glue. Okay, so this is our front, and you will go right, not over that spine, but right up next to it. All right, I did distress these, and I did not get paper to glue on. Come on, Pat. I don't want to glue on oh, that's too good a paper. Oh, for Pete's sakes, I've got junk mail everywhere. Let's use you. You were going to be something else, but you are volunteered. All right. So I am going to give it a good layer of glue stick, and I think what I've done a couple of times for good measure is just put a bit of liquid glue. My preference is glitter glue. If you can get it, get it. There are certain times it's not so good if you're thinking you want to move something around a little, because it's not nice. It says, no, you put me down there, that's where I'm going to stay. But I think with this glue stick, it's going to give me a little playtime, but hopefully I don't need it. All right, I'm going to go right. Man, I got shadows this morning. Shadows in here, shadows under my eyes. All right, let's get this. And carefully, since it's just copy weight paper. Now you can print it on card and do cardstock. I just do it on copy weight. It just seems to bond better, and I don't have a thicker edge. All right. I forgot. Can I get it up? Nah, come on. Oh, barely. I forgot my chimney. And you do need to tuck under there. It doesn't need to go up very tall. I mean, it can go tall. We're going to trim it down. In fact, I think I'm going to trim a little of you off because I want that top of that. Okay. Let's get this in here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I've got some fun things ahead that I'm thinking about working on. Something that came across my YouTube feed, and if you've watched me, you know I'm a YouTube addict, was Patreon. And Patreon is a, I'm not sure how to say it. Oh, a platform for creative souls to offer exclusive content or exclusive kits or exclusive whatever. And I am considering it. So many of you have been, I feel like you're my close friends now. You've talked to me about how much fun you're having making your little houses. And, you know, I'm just thinking that there are ways that I can reward. Oh, customers, I just forgot. I need to do my drawing today. Ha ha ha. For the junk mail pockets. Well, for Pete's sakes. So you'll be seeing and hearing more of me in a bit. Anyway, Patreon. So watch for it. I'm thinking I may do it. It will be different tiers, and there will be minimal costs monthly for the content that I give to you exclusively. Okay? Not exactly sure what it will look like yet, but that's what I'm considering. All right. Now, I don't know. I've got a frog in my throat this morning. Let's trim up here. Where are my big scissors? Well, I guess we're going to stick with Tim Holtz here. Don't do me wrong, Tim. Right up this side. And we're going to come across the roof. And we will come down here. And then come across there. And that's where I'm stopping for the moment. All right. Let's get this paper on. I did not trim you. Sorry. And I'm not going to worry so much about distressing the edge of this. I'll be able to do that once we have it adhered down. And I did not need this whole sheet. It just was there. Okay, now have I done it right? Yes, because this will go right there. Okay, and do I need that whole piece glued on there? No, I don't. So I'm gonna tear you off right there so I don't have quite so much of you to deal with. And let's get this in size with this too. And tearing has become a really easy way for me. Let's flip it over. An easy way to, but now I can't see if I've got it lined up. That won't work. All right, let's do this and do this. And oh, look at that. Slide it up and then you've got your guidelines. All right, I can't even tell you it's early because it's not early. I had to put a filming sign on my door of my Bluebird bungalow so my husband doesn't come charging in. Not that he won't anyway, but hopefully he'll read it. Okay, so here we go. Let's get this on here. Let's give you a nice coat of glue. Are you sticky? Kind of. Let's do this. And I think I will do the same thing, putting at least around the bottom and side edges. I will put some of the, well, you're going to be the bottom. Whether you were or not, you are now. Around that edge and around this edge. Boy, I'm really shaky today. All right, away with you. And let's get this on here. Matching up that, not going over it. Come on. Oh, we are off the bottom. Well, we'll just cover that up with some Distress ink. Okay. Let's burnish it down so it's nice and flat. All right. Now, let's finish what I started. So when you're cutting this and you've got this wider spine, it's easy if you're just folding it in half, but with this wider spine, you have to kind of make sure that you're square, or that it's an even angle. We can always fix it if it's not enough. We just don't want to take off too much. So I'm going to trim you up there, across the roof. Scoop my hand up there. I don't want to lose my angle, so I'm just maneuvering my hand around. Let's see, can I get it right in there? I want to keep my peak as close to same. This gets a little tricky right in here. I'm going to come across the top of my chimney, which I can trim up a little bit and even it up. Let's come down right like that. Okay, how crooked are you? Ooh, you're pretty crooked. Let's go. Let's take you straight across there. I say straight as I cut about as crooked as possible. That's good. What do you think? Are we okay? Yeah, I think we're okay. Let's put lids on glue so I can take them off again. The one thing about art glitter glue is if you leave it with this little tiny tip, which if you buy it on Amazon, there's a bundle that you get the art glitter glue and the little micro tip. I think that's what they call it. Let's clean up. It's not my norm, but let's clean up. All right, we have our booklet ready. And I think I'm going to wait to do all the spine stuff at the same time. So if you're looking for just that, you're good. All right, let's decorate the house. Again, I think this is one of the harder parts, is to decide what you're going to do. So I am going to start bottom up. And I'm not going to use glue stick, just because some of these are just so small. I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. So I've chosen like the mosaic stairs, and I chose kind of the golden door. Let's try to get it in the middle, Pat. And I think it would be good if the bottom was in the middle. Well, we're going to call it good. Even if it's not so good. I've seen a lot of some of you have posted on Facebook your beautiful creations. I just love it. I love seeing what you've created, because just because I'm doing it this way, boy, that is not the only way. The variety and the options you have available to you are endless. Now, I'm going to use some columns. And I want to use this pediment Boy, aren't I getting fancy with my words. A pediment is something that goes over the house. Now, if we were looking at this in some dimensions, my feeling is there would be a porch, like a portico, and this would be over it. And if we were doing like traditional scrapbooking, we'd pop dot and we'd give it some dimension. If we do that, we're going to be catching ourselves when we're using our journal. So we're going to stay as flat as we can. All right, are we good? I don't know. No, I was talking too much. We will put it right on the top of the door. And our columns are a little longer, so that's fine. We'll put them on top of that. Okay, I think we're good. All right, let's get these columns on. The marbled columns. All right. I don't know. I think this is the bottom because it's got a bit of a wider space. And I think I'm going to come in front of that stair or platform just a little. All right. I would love it if you know anything about Patreon, or if you subscribe to anyone else's Patreon group, let me know. And if you're intrigued by it and think you'd be interested, let me know. I'm not doing it tomorrow. I'm not doing it today. I'm not sure if I'm even doing it, but I am contemplating it. Boy, another big word. All right, just like that. Okay, here we go. Let's get the portico or the pediment. If there's another word, especially if you are not in the United States, please share it. You know, I am not an architect. However, I feel a little architectural lately. Okay, I think that's good. And then these are the windows I chose. Kind of the stained glass windows. They're really big, aren't they? I wonder if I should cut. Do I have another one I can cut in half and see? You know, I'm just going to do it because they just seem way big. Yeah, I think I like that better. I'm going to cut this one in half too. I think I shorted myself on trim on that other one. Yeah, I like that. Ooh. I wasn't planning on using it, but if I can find it. I'd love to find it on a sheet that was already started to be cut. But if you could see what I'm dealing with here, you'd say, how can you find anything, Pat? How? Well, there's 2 full ones, 3 full ones. Oh, come on. Why do you have 3 of them? Someone might say. Because you can. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're going to cut it out. This is what I'm wondering. And see, I'm going to cut it out and then I won't like it. It's just paper and ink and time and trimming and your time. And then are you going to work? Oh, you kind of disappear, don't you? Yep. Bye-bye. Sorry. We'll just put these 2 closer together. I did not. I heard somebody. Can you believe it? I did. I heard you say, ah, you didn't distress. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate you yelling at me loudly. But then again, it could have been my little heater over here. Okay, right there. Yeah. I think so. I think so. I know another reason wasn't feeling chipper and happy and bluebirdish. However, I did see a bluebird last night. Helped my spirit a bit, but my laptop, it was just fine in the morning. Went to lunch with my daughter, and I'm having some therapy, physical therapy. I need the other kind of therapy too. And I came home and the keys wouldn't work. Some of the keys wouldn't work. And I had to spend hours trying. I tried to reboot, not thinking that I have to have some of the keys that wouldn't work to sign in. So then I had this huge frustration. There's not words for the frustration. And I'm sure if any of you have had your computers go down, it's just, I don't know. It's the worst. Anyway, it did not get better. It did not get better. I had to read on Google all kinds of things. I finally got in. My husband tried blowing out the key. Oh, there was nothing to do. All right. I think, except for a doorknob and some trim, you're good. And I don't want to do the trim until I have done the spine. So let's do spine. Now, this is an old one, and I'm going to make it work. So, but I want to tell you about this. This is a strip of paper. It would ideally be the full length of your spine, from your top of your chimney to your base. I am going to fudge, which will probably give me some crooked signatures, but that just is charming, right? What I've done is, once you get that length, and you can measure, but me measuring is not what you're going to have, because you will do what yours is going to do. But generally, it's about 7 inches. And I think that's what you are, is 7 inches. But I'm a little taller because of my chimney. 7-inch piece of paper, folded in half. I like to distress, where's my brown, so that I can see where everything crosses. So fold it, and then I fold this down. Wow, look at that. I distressed in a whole different place. But then this side too, and then fold it down the middle. All right. Then you will have cross lines, and this is where you're going to put your holes. Now, you can use an awl. Where's my awl? You can use an awl and poke through that. Boy, can you see how I got right on that crosshair, didn't I? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I used a little tiny hole punch that I have. Doesn't look like I used the tiniest one, does it? And put my holes there, because you can reach in. So you get your holes and line it up. And it is kind of nice to have it be a little bit shorter, because you're not covering up. See, I'm measuring here. Here's my middle, that you can't see very good because I didn't distress down that far. Oh, I've got to put this on. Sorry, you guys. Hold on. Or she'll be all plugged up. All right, so I want to be in the middle and in the middle. All right, now this works if I'm doing one. I just forgot that. Hello, let's start over. We're going to make our base. Now, because even though we're not doing a middle, I am going to give myself a guide with the middle. Okay, right here and here. And then I will use my ruler to come out about 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to say it's 1/8, and I'm going to draw me a line. And we'll come around here and do the same on that side of those middle marks. Now, I don't think the muslin is going to be terribly forgiving in erasing, but let's try. Yeah, not too bad. And we are going to do some distressing on this, so it'll cover it up. All right, now I'm going to line up, and I am looking in each of my little holes, lining them up with that pencil line I made, and I'm making my holes for punching or for my binding to go in. So I hope you can see that. I'm going to do that again on this side. And I think what I'm going to do is line this up. I turned it. See, and it's not the same both ways. So I'm going to line those holes up, and then I'm going to start sliding this way and come to that next line. If I can see it, where are you? There you are. There you are. There you are. There you are. And make my guide for punching the holes. And they're pretty good. When I punch them, I have the option of being more exact. So I will punch this one first. Oh, I've got this. If you've got any of this foam around, it's very nice to poke into. Well, or it's easier to poke into than your finger. All right, now I am going to even that up and try to poke even though I wasn't even in my marking. All right, so now when we are done doing this, we have to think about our signature. And did I think about my signature before I started talking to you? No. But these are the papers that I gave you. Mine are not printed on both sides. I am going to do a 3-page or 3-sheet. I'm going to go this way. 3-sheet signature, but there will be more than 3 pages. Does that make sense? 3 sheets of paper. And what I'm going to do this simple. I have other tutorials where I've gone into much more detail. Well, that's not going to work. Let's open you up. And let's just tear you. I'm taking off that white. Not that it matters. I just am. And then, let's see. I will keep the white on the sides. I'm looking at this, and we do know 7 inches. Put your ruler the right way. 7 inches. So I want to tear about here. So let's put my ruler along there. Let's do the skinny side. Ruler along there. So I've got this left over, and I will incorporate that. Let's do this one there. There's a very, very slight pattern. I made it very non-intrusive, just the suggestion of lines and grids. And I want a big piece in the center. So I think we'll do something special with you later. All right. So this will be one of the signatures that I put in, and I will do some, I think I am going to take off that white off of you. Probably shouldn't do 2 sheets at once. I was hoping to not move that other little page I put in there, but let's tear this off. And this side. And we will do some folding with the other ones. So this will come in here. And then you will be in the center. And that will be just lovely. All right, here is, if you haven't done the pamphlet stitch, I have a feeling you have, but this piece that we had, and it would be good if I did not turn them around. And I recall it would be a good idea. See, and that's different. If you do that and you twist and turn it, you're going to get lots of different sewing in. So I am going to write top on here. Fop, top. All right. So this, no. I'm just going to put a little clip so that I know this is top. And if I forget, yell, Pat, got it upside down. All right, you're going to put this into the center. And since our pages are 7, that makes it nice. We can lay this down. Now what I've done is I've made sure my guide is in the fold. And I'm going to try to get that plastic off of there. And now have I screwed up? Let's make sure we're not. All right. Let's get down in there. And we're going to punch and punch and punch and not sew in this, which I have done. And let's get, I think I'm going to use, oh, I don't want that darker, but we're going to use it because that's what I've got. It's usually like 2 lengths of it. Sometimes a little bit more. And oh, please don't tell me I've taken all of my needles somewhere. It's looking kind of suspect. Why would I do that? All right, bear with me. Got to go and see if I can find a needle in a haystack. There they are. What are you doing over there? Actually, I think these are the pointy ones. I like the blunt ones the best, but we'll use one of these pointy ones and hope that I don't spear myself. All right. Ooh, you're a great big one. I hope you're not too big. Let's find out. Let's make sure. Oh, you are too big. Do I have a smaller one in this batch? Let's go for you. Yeah, this would just tear up everything. So there are blunt needles. I believe they're for needle point, where where you're following a grid. You're not going into, you're not making a hole in the fabric. You're following a grid, I think, from my old needlework days. I am going to put my empty threads on the inside. So I'm starting from the inside. I am catching on the you can't see that very well, but I'm going into the first row, and it's important because you want to know that where you're at so that you're going in the same train track basically. And then I'm grabbing that there. First time you do this, it feels really awkward. I remember my friend Tracy was like, oh, Pat, I'm never going to get this. Well, she got it very quickly, and she's like, I love this. Now, see, it's so tempting for me to come in that hole, but that's not the right hole. That one. Good. Now, kind of, you want a tail there. I think I've got a little more tail than I need, so now I'm going to pull that, and I'm going to go back in there. And once you've done that, you want the two strands to straddle your center. You want to look and make sure nobody's bunched up. And you're not going to yank it, but give it a nice firm tug so that you know that it's nicely tight or taut. And then you're going to do a square knot. And I'm confessing, I've known forever, right over left, left over right. And I'm like, what the heck does that mean? All right. And I'm not a lefty, but I prefer left over the right and pull it through nice and tight. And then right over the left. Pull it nice and tight. And that's going to make you a square knot that won't come undone. And we will discard that for the moment. And I'm not going to go further into the second signature because it's the same as the first. But I am going to fold some of these up and fold you in. And I want to fold you in. Yeah, maybe. Actually, I think I'm going to tear. No. This is not the time for tearing unless you want to tear irregularly. And right now I'm not feeling that irregular. Fold you in. Now these little part fold pages, a lot of you will go, I don't get it. Well, this can be glued there, and then you would have a pocket, right? Or you keep it for a journaling spot. Or you could glue it down here, down there, and then have an open kind of tuck. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Because I know at first, when I was watching the many other YouTubers out there, I'm like, what? I don't get this whole little piece. What does that have to do with the price of beans? It's just, and it's there just in case. And if you're giving this away, you might want to commit it or not. Okay? Cute. All right, let's do the trim, and then we're going to be done. And I think I've kept this under an hour, which means it will take forever to upload. But all right, I want to use this white trim. Since everything else is so gold on this, I'm going for white. Let's get this on. Right. Going a little higher than that roof line because my windows are bigger. And we're going to glue you on just like that. Oh, come on. Ooh, do I need Fabri-Tac? I shouldn't, but I may. No, it's sticking. It's with a little coaxing. And now, if I tried to get that off, it'd bring the paper and everything else with it. Okay, let's trim there. Trim there. I felt you come up a little bit. You must need more love. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to put this on this up here on my chimney, kind of like snow. Heaven forbid we get snow here in Georgia. Life stops. Badly. Badly, badly. Okay, go down, go down, go down. And I'll trim that off when it is glued. And I found this gold cord. And I was thinking of outlining the roof. Now the bad thing about this stuff is it frays like no tomorrow. Oh, and of course I don't have my little burning tool out here. I swear, things just disappear. So I'm going to try to cut you carefully. Put my glue right along there for my first piece and hurry and get it on there so it doesn't. Again, I think I've had this cord. Oh, Eckerd drugs. They're long gone. But $1.29 in the day. I think I saw some at Hobby Lobby. It's a common thing around Christmas because it's good to put tags on with. All right, carefully. All right, and one more. All right, down in there. Along there. This is when I could use that third hand. Would you just push down right there, third hand? And let's see, right there. Now the art glitter glue dries clear. And then I'm able to move this over just a little right now. And I think once it's dry, I'll come back and put a little droplet of glue on each of these edges. And, oh, I think just along there. I'm not going to go along the peak of that. I'm just to give it a little accent right here. And I'm thinking my Fabri-Tac might have been a better choice. To hold this down. Probably should have trimmed you before. Oh, I left a thread. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious, Pat. Get it. Okay, there we go. All right. I think we're done. Except for a second signature. I'm stuttering. I'm going to be listing these two on my Etsy channel. I kind of got burned with the first ones I sent because shipping, I put them as free shipping and shipping was high. So I had to rethink it. You'll probably see possibly a little bit different pricing on them if you're interested in them. I'm trying to think, Alexis, I think it was Alexis. She said, I bought your kit, but I wanted one that you made. I thought that was so sweet. And I did the same thing with Odulcina, where I got the original inspiration. She had a video where she was showing these kits of things that she was putting together, and one of her little houses, and I had to have one that she had created because it's so awesome. It is just, I don't know, I can't tell you. Anyway, so these will be up there. I think the Bluebird bungalow one that I haven't posted up there. This one, no, you're not the done one. Anyway, those are going to be coming up, but the important thing, I need you to come back and watch. I'm going to do the drawing for the pockets. Everyone who made a comment. So I don't have where I can do that, but just go to my Petresca Papers and look at the video. It'll be in the playlist of junk mail envelopes, I believe. Hurry and make a comment before I do the drawing, and then I'll come back and we'll find out who won. All right, thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate you. I hope you're enjoying this, and this one was for you. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.